David and Corey. That was beautiful. Welcome everyone to our Fellowship Sunday service this afternoon. Welcome all those watching online as well. We're happy to have you with us and happy to spend this time together. So let us stand, if you're able, and sing our opening song. It's right on the front of your songbook.
Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally. Every day, in every way, amen. Every day, I will pray again. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally. Everywhere, let love be there. Amen. Everywhere, this my prayer again. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally.
Thank you, everyone, and please be seated. Let's take this time to do our opening meditation. I invite you to close your eyes and begin to relax. And let's take our 3 deep fellowship breaths together with an audible ah on the out breath. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. And now we'll just follow your breath naturally. We rest in the certainty that divine love, our source, surrounds us and moves through us as us into this world. Each of us a radiating center of love, an ever unfolding expression of infinite mind. And this magnificent divine love is our health and our peace and our joy. We give thanks for the knowing that we are spiritual beings in human form, experiencing an ever-evolving universe of order. And so we open our minds and our hearts to new and fresh ways of knowing and being, allowing the free flow of creative intelligence, blessing us and blessing the collective consciousness. It is so amazing and magnificent that we abide in the omnipresence of good. There is no limit to this good in our lives and in the world. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce David Meter for some very special music of his.
Stay in that meditative space here.
David. Okay, now we're going to perk up a little bit. And I'd like to invite you to stand and sing a fellowship song with us. Page 37. And the title of the song is Sing Your Song. And after we get done with the song, please remain standing and take some time to greet each other.
Sing your song, sing your song, sing it loud and clear and strong. And if the world doesn't seem to understand, that's okay. Just sing it anyway. If you sing a song of love, you'll be in harmony with all the little creatures, every bird and bee. If every moment you're in touch with your divinity, the melody you're singing will echo endlessly. Sing your song, sing your song, sing it loud and clear and strong. And if the world doesn't seem to understand, that's okay. Just sing it anyway. Be true to your own self, that's what the masters say. Always do what's right for you, and you will find your way. Stop looking around for others to show you who you are. Sing the song inside of you, be your own shining star. Sing your song, sing your song, sing it loud and clear and strong. And if the world doesn't seem to understand, that's okay. Just sing it anyway. The melody that bubbles up inside you every day is every bit as sweet as a smell of new mown hay. The strings are as far-reaching as the stars up in the sky. That's why when you're singing it, you feel so high. Sing your song, sing your song, sing it loud and clear and strong. And if the world doesn't seem to understand, that's okay. Just sing it anyway. Just sing it anyway. Just sing it anyway.
Now you can take a few moments and give each other some greetings and some love.
I don't know what, it's so dangerous in here today.
Where is Julie? Oh, Julie. I know you. Oh, that's right.
She wouldn't stand up at all. Son of a bitch, I'll stand up. Yeah.
Before I introduce our speaker today, I also just want to remind everyone that in your packets that were on your seat, in that envelope you'll find a comment card. You can use the back of that to put anyone that you'd like for us as a community to pray for, and that will also go to our prayer team this week. So it'll be whoever it is that you're wanting to pray for will get a lot of prayers. All right, I will introduce our wonderful speaker for this afternoon. We love to have him back with us, whether it's playing with the Matt Bliton Band or speaking to us about some of his wonderful insight and wisdom. So please give Matt Bliton a warm welcome.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're applauding, because I'm not sure. Again, I feel better with the guitar, but this is this is also an opportunity of me to try to put thoughts into sentences, and including some of the things that we're familiar with, and some of the things that I'm trying to make sense of. So I was asked what the title was, and there's a lot of them here. Awareness and sleep. It's a pretty big topic. Surrendering. And a guy, I heard John and I and some others are reading a book, and the guy says surrendering, the act of surrendering, the act of letting go. Letting go of what? Something I'm holding on to? Strife and surrender. The strife might cue me that it's time to surrender. In any case, I would wonder if you would get comfortable in your seat in a way that works for you. I just want to get focused for a minute. Possibly close your eyes. Take a breath out. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Be aware of your feet. Thank them for the hundreds of thousands of steps they've given you. Be aware of your leg muscles. Thank all of them as well. Your feet and legs are connected to your brain, enable you to walk, to run, to skip without falling. Be grateful for the amazing balancing skills we've developed when we were very small and unsteady, and slowly lose as we age. Become as aware as you can of the skin on your feet, on your calves, your thighs, and of that which you've been sitting on. Take a moment and feel your belly as you breathe. Imagine your digestive system doing its work. Without permission, without direction. Focus on your hands. Be grateful and bless your amazing, intelligent hands. Be aware of your mouth, your tongue, which is a brilliant muscle that processes food and also the messages that come up from the throat. Bless your eyes, which have seen so many things and cried tears of despair and tears of joy. Bless the amazing, crowded universe which is your brain. And so it is. I wanted to start off today with a poem by Derek Walcott, in part because I think he's one who is successful in saying things in a way that is not necessarily direct but clear. Love after love. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your door, in your mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another. The stranger who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit. Feast on your life. Thank you, Derek. I was thinking about awareness and sleep. It reminded me of a parable in Matthew 13, 24 and 25, about a man who sowed good seeds in his field, but as the man slept, the parable goes, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat. And I didn't quite know whether that was a warning not to sleep, and whether that's a warning not to sleep figuratively. Don't go to sleep, Matt. End up with weeds. Metaphorical weeds, of course. Or is it be watchful or you will go hungry, metaphorically. Those who are asleep are not aware that they are sleeping and are surprised to see the weeds in their lives. How often am I unaware of me, unaware of my sleep? Which does bring me to my favorite yogi, Michael Springer. I spoke of him last time at great length. He states that there is a state inside every person, this is a quote, who is fortunate enough to be human, a capacity to experience wholeness, where there is not the need or the want that is so common among us humans. What would life be like without that need and that want? And Singer says, while you have needs, you will try to fill those needs. A natural response. Springer also says that you'll be a taker, maybe not literally, but maybe you'll live life in lack, as a wanter. And we would say others are spiritual seekers and spiritual practitioners in an effort to stay awake, in an effort to feel fed, in an effort to feel ourselves, feed ourselves. And I would say those who don't feel whole try to fill the hole in any number of ways that I'm familiar with. And recently I'm retired, so I was thinking about some of these matters from a psychological perspective, which, but also the question of I worked hard and it met needs, and what do I do now without that work? Who am I now? Am I just planting weeds? Eric Erickson, an ego psychologist, came after Freud, and instead of, and he looked at society and psychosocial development. And why I was curious about him is because I remembered he had stages too, and stage 7, stage 8 seemed relevant for me, the retired man. Stage 7, middle age, 40 to 65. Are you doing something you're proud of? Are you being recognized for a contribution? Or stagnation? Are you not flowing and not moving? Stage 8 is acceptance or bitterness. Acceptance is a sense of wholeness, a lack of regret, a feeling of peace, and this is from 65 till death. A sense of success, a feeling of acceptance, and the bitterness can be regret over mistakes, feeling that life was wasted, feeling unproductive. Social psychology is built on the assumption that we are battling between being successful in our life and having a sense of failure, and that there's a social context for this battle. It's not just me within me, but it's me within the whole group. There's not just retirement to deal with, there's also the losing of skills. So I remember years ago giving these kind of talks and just having a piece of paper in front of me with some notes on it and being able to expound what I had learned. And there's a feeling about that. Oh, the other part of getting old is having those around us die. My mother and father are 88. My dad is, just last week, said that he gets it. He gets the fact that he's got Alzheimer's. He read a book, and he read part of a book, and there was a guy in the book, and the guy had Alzheimer's, and it was clear to my dad at that point. And there was a name for what he had been experiencing, and maybe even pushing against. Or maybe that's me pushing against my symptoms of memory loss. But they're also seeing, he says we're in the best shape of any of our friends. We're watching them pass. We're watching them, be hospitalized. We're burying them. And so that must be another part of this last stage. And maybe at all stages. And most of us tend to focus not directly on the social, but on the internal experience of life. But the social is there. But the internal is, do I feel awake? Do I feel connected? Am I comfortable in my skin? And am I comfortable in my life? Am I meeting my spiritual needs? And this practice, these habits, these traditions of these spiritual practices, and how I use them may answer these questions directly. I also ran into a passage from A Course in Miracles, and Dave Dubuque. I don't think about the Course much without thinking about him and his practice of writing the daily lesson. He had it on a piece of paper. He had it on a note card, and his practice was to be immersed, be exposed, to intentionally expose himself to it daily. Chapter 29, The Awakening. It says, closing the gap. Where there is no time, no place, no state where God is absent. There is nothing to be feared. There is no way in which a gap could be conceived of in the wholeness that is His. The compromise that the least and littlest gap would represent in His eternal love is quite impossible. That compromise is impossible given who this God is. For it would mean His love could harbor just a hint of hate. His gentleness could turn sometimes to attack. His eternal patience could sometimes fail. All this do you believe when you perceive a gap between your brother and yourself. Course in Miracles sets a pretty high bar as far as asking me about my relationship with the other people, with the other beings on the planet. A gap. Part of the question that I'm trying to raise for myself is my emotional, personal, social discomfort. What about this emptiness? Is there something wrong? Is there sometimes a gap? Is there a gap that I have a relationship with? My friend, the gap? There's something about surrender, and also the work in the book that called Letting Go that some of us are reading, and actually that Bill had exposed me to several months ago. In 12-step programs, surrender means to stop fighting, stop resisting, stop doing what you know is hurting you. The word surrender, however, is not in the main AA text. That is not a term that is used, at least from that starting position. To surrender, to acknowledge defeat. I've ruined my life. I can't ruin my life anymore successfully. I quit, I give up my headstrong ways and follow advice. Surrender can mean also, God, I offer myself to Thee to build with me and to do with me as Thou wilt. Surrender may mean I accept complete defeat in my way of approaching my life. And surrender may also mean acceptance. Michael Singer also talked about a moment of surrender in his life where he was almost done with his PhD work, and he had a practice that he had isolated himself and gone on this sort of retreat, and he was going to stick with that retreat and stick with that isolation until he found out what the answer was, if I understood what he was saying. But a friend of the governor wanted to have sort of a tutor through a course of study, and Michael Singer was asked. And from Michael Singer's perspective, this is exactly the opposite of what he wanted. He wanted to be alone to figure out what surrender means and to figure out what peace means. And but this is where he surrendered and said, I'm going to do something that's the opposite of what I want. And he said that it changed the course of his life and seemed to make a path very clear and very clean for him. And consciousness. And his notion is that being conscious and aware of what is unfolding in front of us. But the mind is reacting based on past experiences, and the heart is responding to the reactive thoughts of the mind, and we believe we are drowning and grasp at what we believe or hope will help. That's pre-surrender. What do I do if I don't want struggle in my life? Do I notice the issues, the opinions, the thoughts, the judgments I'm struggling with, the external things that hurt, feeling unfair, those things that seem unmanageable? Do I also notice the change for me to feel better? When I see these judgments, these thoughts, these struggles, can I commit to letting go and to surrendering immediately once I know what it is? Can I surrender? Rumi, in a poem called Thoughts, says, "Everyone is overridden by thoughts. That is why they have so much heartache and sorrow. At times I give myself to thought purposefully. But when I choose, I spring up from those under its sway. I am like a high-flying bird, and thought is a gnat. How should a gnat overpower me?" My thoughts are not gnats. They're big enough to have names. David Hawkins, the author of Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. The chapter that we're working on in this group now is A State of Inner Freedom. And I was very excited to get to this point, because he had used the word surrenderer before, and I didn't know what it meant. And he had used the word surrender, and it's in his title, The Pathway of Surrender. Not to surrender, but of a pathway of surrender. You get a picture of a road that this is Surrender Road. This is where you're traveling. And he makes several statements. What does life become when one consciously surrenders? What is possible? He says, we are independent of the outer world as a source of satisfaction, because the source of satisfaction has been found within us. He says, happiness is shared with others. The surrendered person is supportive, sympathetic, encouraging, patient, and tolerant. He says there is an effortless appreciation of the worth and value of others. He says power struggles, being right, proving our point, has been relinquished. There is an automatic non-judgmental attitude and support of others. He says we are relaxed, vibrant, and full of energy. I would take that one alone. That sounds like a good deal. We no longer respond to the motive of sacrifice or giving up something for others. There is an unfolding and an ongoing inner process of continuous revelation. There is a constant feeling of gratitude, pleasure, and certainty about our goals. It becomes quite obvious that, quote, I am the mind that experiences the body, not the body. There is a realization of something that remains constant and the same. We no longer identify ourselves with the external phenomena of our hectic lives, our plans and obligations, our jobs, titles, problems, thoughts, or feelings. there is an awareness that we are no longer at the effect of the world, the mind, or the body. These progressive realizations of our true nature prepare the ground for the ultimate realization of the identity of consciousness with divinity itself. This word consciousness pops up, and it came to me in two different places. One is in a book where they were saying that love is only consciousness, and another way of saying it is that love is conscious. So love, I think, given Hawkins' presentation, would be something that would be all-inclusive and sort of a full-time connection. And so, how could consciousness be separated from love then? I'm not saying I understand the phrase, but the notion that those two words go together, that being aware and love would be a different way of saying the same thing. Along these lines, this awareness, Tara Brach said four-word sentence. Awareness is our superpower. And that's a big awareness. And that's also a superpower. Because if I have the opportunity to be aware, then I have choice. Without that choice, I'm powerless. But if I have that awareness, then I have superpower. And maybe responsibility. At least the ability to respond. I am practicing the blessing and the art of surrendering by being conscious of the opportunities that are in front of me. I'm learning to practice the pause that refreshes. I work with two people and we meet every week, and the three of us talk about this pause. And last week I said, how am I going to learn how to pause? Because I only see the pause after it's too late. I just passed it. It's the exit to pause was there, and I drove right by. So I decided I was going to put an alarm on my phone, put an alarm on my watch, be reminded every 10 minutes. Are you pausing? And my phone does not take those kind of instructions, and my watch does not take those kind of instructions. So I do not have an automated way to wake myself up. And maybe it's a lesson. Maybe I should just try harder and find another mechanical means of increasing my awareness. Some of you are smiling at me. I am finding my place in my life. Does that sound like retirement?
Yeah.
I have another thought. The Journey by Mary Oliver. The journey. One day, you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice through the whole house. Though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried its stiff fingers at every foundation, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strove deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. Mary Oliver. So awareness and consciousness and surrender and surrendering and letting go, they seem to be related, and there seems to be a curriculum, of an unspoken curriculum of how to do these things. And then there's the regret when I miss the off-ramp and the opportunity to start again. Really glad to be here, and thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, Matt. Excellent talk. Deeply appreciated. Thank you. And we sing together on page 35, our thoughts, our prayers. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Take charge of what you're saying. See a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
We'll take this moment in our service this afternoon to fill our hearts with gratitude, to consciously be aware of our ability to manifest blessings in our lives, to manifest abundance in our lives, and manifest abundance for the fellowship. There's an envelope in your packet, so John will be coming around to collect your donation. I know many of you donate online. So as he comes around, let's sing together and really feel that gratitude in our hearts.
Grateful, I am grateful. 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 Grateful, I am grateful.
if you'd like, and focus our energy on all those that are listed on our prayer cards in our basket today. We hold them close in our hearts, each and every one. And together, we bring our energy together for them, on behalf of them, to touch them and bring love to them in all the ways that it's needed. Healing and health, safety, clarity, food, shelter, resolution to problems, knowing that it is there for them, it is inside of them, it reaches into their hearts to help them find their way, this loving presence that surrounds us all and moves through us all. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. We have another song from David.
Special day. I did not even realize. It's one of the beautiful things about fellowship for me is just the way things come together. Listening to Matt talk, I have this song that I wanted to play. The last time I saw Matt was for Rob Kirtner's passing, and we were playing music for that. And I had a song that came to me that I wanted to play for him at the time, but it never materialized. But the song never left me. And I was just going with my intuition, like, bring it, play it today. And I didn't even realize the date. Today's date is the 13th anniversary of my brother's passing, and the 14th anniversary of my mother's passing. And it's not a grieving feeling. This is a song. It's called Seagull by Paul Rogers of Bad Company, actually. And but the song, the Seagull energy, you think of Jonathan Livingston Seagull or whatever, being by the beach is this feeling of like your soul, and it just goes on and on. The forms may change, but the love carries on. One interesting fact about seagulls that I just learned is they're the only birds that can drink both seawater and salt and regular water. Because they got some kind of duct in their eyes that washes out the salty brine. That's something to meditate on. The acoustics are pretty good in here. I might not even need this. Sorry for the delay. Technology. Trying to go wireless. Seagull, you fly
Thank you. Such great music today, David and Corey. Thank you so much. Wonderful message, Matt. Lots to think about. Lots to remember. Waking up, waking up, waking up. Thank you. I just have a few announcements. Yes. The Death Cafe is this Saturday, February 17th, 2 p.m. at the Fellowship office. Healing Movements, reminder that it's Monday afternoon, 4 p.m. now at the Fellowship office. And Healthy Living, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Do we have a topic, Barb?
If you go back and look at the e-news that Samantha put out, it'll be in there. You
Okay.
can listen to it. And we'll have
Okay.
a nice
There's a
discussion.
video to listen to before coming. Okay. And want to thank all of you for being here with us this afternoon. Thank you, virtual watchers. And let's get into our peace circle and say our closing blessing.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow.